Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So today we're going to focus on a nice stretching sequence, just really getting our bodies moving, allowing that energy to flow. So let's take a moment and look down at our feet. Remember that great alignment starts at the ground up. So you can either start with your feet together or you can separate them, bringing a little bit more space to the hips, perfectly straight if they are separated. Let's take a moment, find the center of your footwork. So shift that weight back and forth. Nice, soft knees, not too bent, but definitely not locked. And then we're going to reach our palms down towards the ground, finding length by lifting through the crown of our head, relaxing the shoulders, and let your lower back relax down. So we're finding length from the crown of our head to our tailbone. And then take a moment and close the eyes. Take a few breaths. See how that affects your balance. Maybe while you're here, you shift forward and back again, or side to side, and you feel the connection to your feet. Taking nice deep breaths. Taking this time to breathe all the way down, filling our lungs. And we'll start by just warming up the upper back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, elbows to ribs. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale up. Exhale down. Three more. Really lengthen through the fingers and then down. Last two. Nice deep breaths here. One more. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then we'll do one more. Inhale, lift up. And we'll fold forward from our hips. Find length through your spine, bending into your knees as you fold forward. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Let everything hang down. Nice deep breaths here. Fill the lungs. Feel the belly expand into the thighs. And then we'll slowly come up this time. So just nice roll up. All the way up. All right, we're going to do some half sun salutations. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward, relax down. Then we're going to do inhale, flat back, looking up and out, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Reach through the fingers and then release. We're going to do three more, moving with your own breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold from the hips. Inhale, look up and out. Exhale, fold and relax again. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, release. Warming up our spines. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Flat back on your next inhale. Exhale, fold again. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release. Feeling a little bit more warmed up already. All right, let's take those feet a little bit wider apart. Not too much just yet. We're going to reach those arms out nice and long. Find that length through the fingers, pulling that body both directions. And we're going to turn. Turning to the side, to center, and then to the other side. So moving nice and slow with intention, keeping those hips level. Warming up through that middle and lower back area. Remember to check in on that lower back, nice and relaxed down. Still lifting through the crown of your head and back to center. Release the arms. All right, from here we're going to go a little bit wider, and we're going to combine this together, bringing our hand to our knee or our shin or ankle, depending on how low we want to go. And we're going to tilt and turn and touch, and then come back. And then touch. So moving at your own pace and going however far is comfortable. So we can just turn and touch our knee. That challenges our core. Or we can turn and touch our ankle. We're going to do 3 more. 3 more on each side, I should say. Really finding that movement through your spine. Nice flat back as you turn. Let's do 1 more round, both sides. Almost done. And then back up. Reach out and then lift and fold forward. Head, neck, and shoulders hang down. Relax the head. Relax the spine. Maybe you even bend into the knees. And then we'll walk our hands to one side, finding a nice stretch through the ribs. And then we'll come back to center and across to the other side. And again, we'll look up and out on an inhale. Find that length a little bit more. And then come all the way up. And roll those shoulders back. All right, let's combine it together into a small triangle today. Nothing too much. All right, we're going to take it easy, just gently opening our bodies. So front foot is going to be straight and the back foot's going to be about 45 degrees. Feel grounded and connected. Knees are in line. Lift and lengthen. Bring those arms up. Remember, if you feel wobbly with the feet on one line, scoot that one over to the side. Gives you more stability, and then reach forward and fold gently. Remember, we're not pushing too far, just a gentle stretch through your body today. You can come all the way down, but it's up to you. You can relax your head or tilt open and look up towards the sky. And then inhale will come up. Beautiful. Relax the arms. And we're going to turn. So if you're on one line, you can just turn your feet. If you separated them, you're going to need to adjust a little bit. Front foot straight, back foot 45. Nice strong legs, knees in line. Extend out. Reach through. Sit up nice and tall here. And then reach and fold from the hips. So again, that straight spine is what's key. Don't round. Use your core, use your back. Maybe you fold forward a little bit more and then relax your head or look up towards the sky. Wherever you are, just take 2 or 3 more breaths. And then we'll come up. Inhale up. Relax the arms down. We'll bring those feet back on one line. Turn the toes in slightly this time though. So about double wide, toes turned in. You can hang your arms down, or if you'd like, you can lace your fingers behind the back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then we'll fold. So everyone either lifts the arms up or laces them behind the back, and then on the exhale we fold, and then we let the arms hang. So it's really going to be up to you which option you choose. If it's uncomfortable with the arms hanging, you can always just let them go and let them hang down towards the mat. And then, in fact, everyone's going to let them go, let everything hang down. And then again, we'll walk our hands to one side, finding a nice stretch through the ribs. And then back to center and across to the other side. Maybe touching the ankle or the mat. And then back to center, let everything hang down. And then slowly come up. Roll the shoulders back. Take that time, shimmy the feet back together. Readjust, either feet together or feet shoulders width apart. Find your connection to the ground one more time. Reach those fingertips towards the earth. Close the eyes. Notice any difference you already feel in your spine. Notice how you can feel that connection to your feet a little bit more. And take a few more breaths. We'll do another sequence, folding forward, half sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Really just warming up our spine here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, return. Beautiful. All right. Let's just take a moment and come down onto our hands and knees into child's pose. Taking a little rest, opening up through our lower back. So if you want that extra padding, you can always take a blanket, unfold it, and bring it underneath your knees. Take a moment and check knees in line with the hips, feet nice and relaxed. And then just let your hips hang towards your heels. Let your head rest on the mat or your fists stacked or a block. And just feel that gentle opening of your spine. Maybe you reach the arms out long, but you focus on the breath, connected, feeling the abdomen expand into your thighs, relaxing through the face, and allowing your spine to soften and open so that your hips fall just a little bit closer to your heels. Taking 2 more breaths here. Really let go. And then we'll slowly come up. So we draw the palms back and we come up. Onto the hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Relax the feet. A little bit more spine movement here. Gentle opening. We'll lift up with one arm, reach towards the sky, and then we'll come back down. We'll lift and lengthen, so building strength in our arms, opening our upper back, and release. One more, lift and lengthen, open through the chest, and then relax back down. Let's do the other side. So finding that connection, switching hands, lift and relax. Lift and then down. One more. And back down. Beautiful. From here, stretch those palms out a little bit and push back. Finding length through your spine. Push your hips towards your heels, but push out of your palms. So we're really opening our upper back and shoulder area. One more breath. And then we'll come up. So drawing those palms back onto the hands and knees. And then we're going to come up onto our knees, bring our hands towards our hips. So sit up nice and tall, hands to the hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, opening up through the chest, and then push your hips out. You can just keep your head neutral. You could even drop it down. If you want that neck opening, you can look up towards the sky, but I encourage you to take it easy. Just feel that front of the body opening, using the core here, and then release. Dropping back onto our hips and then turning so we can come and sit on the mat. Let's take a moment, move the blankets to the side. We're going to do a forward fold, noticing how it feels different versus our standing variation. So move the thighs to the side. Hips, knees, and ankles are in alignment. Pull those toes back towards you. And then maybe draw the knees up so then you can sit really tall. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, and then relax down. So remember, it's really up to you. If the knees are up, the arms can go underneath. Or just reach forward, avoiding that round in the back. Nice straight spine. How does this feel different than when we were folding in that standing position? And how can we make it feel similar? And release. Roll those shoulders back. We're going to bring our right foot in towards our left thigh. Remember to keep your left foot engaged so we can still sit up nice and tall. We're going to bring our left forearm to our thigh, or if you have the flexibility, you can take the hand across to the other knee. The goal here is to find length through the spine again, and then bring that right hand overhead. Find length through your fingers all the way down to your ribs. So avoiding that bend in the arm, really find that length through the whole side body. One more breath. And then always on the inhale, we come up. And this time, we'll bring that right hand behind us and that left hand overhead for just a breath or two. And then we'll release. We'll stretch out the right leg. And we'll bring the left foot in this time. So left foot into the right thigh. Push out with that right heel or bring those toes towards you. And then again, resting the forearm on the thigh or hand to the knee. And then bringing the left arm overhead. Extending through the fingers. You can look down or neutral. But find length through the whole side of your body. Two more breaths. Checking with that bend in the arm. And then on the inhale, come up. Bring that arm behind you. Right arm comes overhead this time. Gentle stretch through. And then back. All right, let's relax that left foot a little bit and bring the right one to meet it. So bringing those feet together, nice butterfly stretch here. Lift up nice and tall. Now, if this is hard, remember we can relax and then lift and lengthen on the exhale. So inhale, relax, exhale, sit up tall. Or we just hold. And then, if you'd like, hands on the feet, you can lean forward and use the elbows to press into the calves and kind of open up those hips a little bit more. Remember to breathe. Every pose is an opportunity to check in on our breath, to feel that connection to our body. And then we'll release. Inhale, come up. We're going to stretch both legs out for a moment. And then we're going to bring the right leg up. So find your alignment. Maybe you have to move the thighs again. Nice solid base. Right foot comes to the mat. How close the heel is to the hip is up to you. Keeping that space between the leg and the foot, or crossing over to the other side. When you cross over, remember to be solid in that foot and keep both sit bones connected to the mat. From here, we'll lift and lengthen up nice and tall. Push out with that left foot, and then left hand or the inside of the elbow to the knee, turning and looking to the side direction. If you want that extra twist, you can turn and look behind you or over that shoulder. But just a gentle opening of our bodies. Two more breaths here. Again, feeling that expansion of the belly into the thigh. You might feel a nice stretch around the glute area if you have that leg crossed over. And then we'll release the arms and just bring them across to the other side. Gentle counter twist here. And then back to center. Reach out the right leg. Left knee comes up. Again, up to you with how close it is. Crossing it over if that feels good. Check in on that right foot. Lift and lengthen. That's the most important thing with our twists. Then right hand or the inside of the elbow to the knee. Turning, left palms behind you. Nice and relaxed. Fingers point to the corner or forward just a little bit. Looking over the shoulder if that feels good, or just keeping that head neutral. Check in on the sit bones. Is the weight even from side to side? Two more breaths. And then release. Come back and across to the other side. Counter twist. And then release. Back to center. Unwrap that leg or stretch it out long, and then take those feet a little bit apart. Remember, it doesn't have to be very much to feel this. So the feet can be relaxed, or you can push those heels out, curling back the toes. Lift and lengthen through the spine, and then fold to whatever position that is for you. Remember, we don't want to round and hunch so that we can reach further. We just want to accept where we are and fold from our hips. Let's take two more breaths here. And then we'll release. Inhale, coming up. Roll those shoulders back. Bring the feet together. And then palms to the side so we can scoot forward and come to lay on our backs. Nice and easy. Rolling down. Take that moment, lifting the hips. And then let that lower back come super close to the mat. Now hips, knees, and ankles are in alignment, or feet are out to the edge of the mat and knees in towards the center. Completely up to you with how you will feel most comfortable. We're going to take a few breaths here. Relax through the spine. Feel your ribs expand into your mat as you fill the lungs, and that rise of the belly, and then the navel draws towards the spine as you exhale. Just being aware of our body and how our breath feels. And from here, we'll press into that left foot, gently opening the eyes. We'll extend the right leg, lift it overhead, and then bring the ankle across to the left knee. We're going to press our right knee towards the front of the mat. We can keep that left foot pressing into the mat, or you could take a strap or just your hands behind your left knee. So we lift up off the ground, bringing the left knee towards the chest, but we're still pressing that right knee towards the front of the mat. You could have your shin parallel, relaxed, or straighten that left leg overhead. It's really going to be up to you. Find the position that you're getting the most opening in your hips. And we're going to hold for a few breaths. So I invite you to play around with the position and really focus in on feeling the connection to your hips. Two more breaths. And then release that left leg, release the hands, let the foot hit the ground. And then everyone extends that right leg out long. And then take the left leg to meet it. Find length through the front of the hips, extending the arms overhead. Nice deep breaths. And then release. Release the arms. Bring those knees back up. Finding that comfortable position. Maybe you lift your hips and realign. And then you press into the right foot. Extend the left leg. Lift it up. Ankle goes across to the right knee. Think about pressing your left knee towards the front of your mat. Pressing into that right foot to keep yourself stable, or lifting it up off the ground. Bring your right knee to your chest, bring in a strap or your hands behind your knee, and then choosing that position, be it nice straight leg, shin parallel, or relaxed down with that right foot. Remember, if our foot is up off the ground, as we bring our right knee towards our chest, we're still really focusing on pressing the left knee towards the front of the mat. And again, we're going to hold for a few breaths, so really play around with your position. Try and feel the difference from each variation. Two more breaths. And then we'll release. So bending that right leg if it's up, releasing the arms or the strap, foot hits the ground. Left leg extends out and then to the ground. Reach the right leg to meet it. Arms overhead again. Length from your fingers to your toes. And then relax. Bring your knees back up. Let your feet hit the mat in line with your hips. Check in on your chin. We want it lifted towards the sky slightly, so we have a nice neutral neck position. We're going to come into a small bridge. First, we're going to bring our hands down the side of our body so we can have our hands by our hips, and we're going to press into the palms and shoulders. We're going to bring our knees to our chest first. And then we're either just going to lift our toes towards the sky, reversing blood flow, or we're going to push our heels towards the sky with a nice straight leg. Remembering that we want our hips, knees, and ankles in alignment. We're going to take 2 or 3 more breaths here. And again, you can have the legs bent with the toes pointing to the sky, just reversing blood flow, or pushing out, finding length through the backs of the legs. and then we'll release. We're going to bring those feet back to the mat. Your fingertips may or may not brush the backs of your heels. I want you to make sure that the hips, knees, and ankles are in alignment. Keep that space between the knees as you lift up. So lifting the lower and middle back up off the mat. Check in on your chin position. Still lifted. Squeezing the glutes to lift a little bit higher. 2 more breaths. And then release. Lower back down. And then knees to chest. Hug them in nice and tight. Release that lower back. Maybe you rock or you circle, whatever feels good. And then you release and you let your feet hit the mat again, knees up. And we're going to do that sequence one more time. So bringing the arms next to your body so the palms are by your hips. Press into the palms and shoulders and check in on your chin position. Knees to chest first. And then picking your position, toes or heels towards the sky. Keeping that space between the knees and the ankles. Engaging our core slightly so that we can keep our legs lifted, no matter that position that we're in. Reversing blood flow and maybe getting that nice stretch in the legs as well. You can always use a strap here on your feet if that helps, if you want to work on that flexibility. We'll take one more breath here and then we'll release. Bend the knees. Let the feet hit the ground. One more small bridge. Maybe you play around with how close the hips and the heels are. This is going to change the muscles that we're using to lift up. Check in on your chin and then middle and lower back. Lift up off the mat. And if you'd like, you can lace the fingers behind the back, squeezing the shoulder blades together and getting a little bit more lift. If you'd like to challenge yourself to the next level, you can play around with lifting one foot for a second and then the other. And then do it one more time. Lift. And then lift the other. And then everyone lowers back down, releasing those arms. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Really hug them in tight. And from here, we'll let the feet hit the ground again. This time we'll lengthen out our left leg and then we'll bring our right knee back towards our chest. We'll use both hands to pull that knee in nice and tight. So allow your hips to be level and relaxed and use the arms to pull that knee up as high as possible or as close to your chest as possible. From here, we're going to drop our left arm and we're just going to keep our right hand on our right knee. We're going to tuck our elbow in close to the thigh and we're going to pull our right knee up and then we're going to let it open to the side direction, relaxing the foot and letting gravity assist in opening up the hip. If you're not really feeling anything, I always invite you to come back to center, pull up towards the chest a little bit more, and then let the leg open to the side. And then back to center. We'll bring that knee to the chest with both hands, and then we'll switch. So we'll drop the right hand, and we'll use the left hand to pull up, and then across about 45 degrees. So our goal is to keep our right hip kind of close to the mat. So we're getting a nice stretch here. We're not doing a twist just yet. We're just getting a stretch around the glute and hip area, relaxing through the upper body. And then release. Back to center. Knee to chest. And then stretch out that leg. Maybe you realign your position. Nice straight spine. And then left leg comes up. So bring that knee into the chest. Really hug it in tight. Using both hands to pull it up as close to your chest as possible. Remember to check in on your breath. Tells us a lot about how our body is feeling or how our mind is. Calm breath, calm body and mind. All right, this time, dropping the right hand, using only that left hand to pull up and open to the side. Tuck your elbow in close to your thigh and then open up. Relax through the foot. Let everything just hang and think about using your arm to really assist in opening the hip area. One more breath here. And then we'll come back to center and we'll switch hands. So first we'll pull up with both nice and close to the chest. Then we'll relax that left arm and we'll pull with the right palm up and across. Again, about 45 degrees. So our goal is to keep our left hip close to the mat. Feeling a nice stretch around the outside of the hip and glute area. If you're not feeling anything, come back to center, lift a little bit more, and then go across. And then release. Come back to center. Draw that left knee towards the chest. Pick the right leg up to meet it. Hug them in nice and tight. And then release. Stretch out both legs. Stretch the arms overhead. Find length through the front of the hips. The whole front of the body opens gently as you reach from the fingers to the toes. And then release. Separate the feet a little bit and then rotate the thighs from side to side. So relaxed feet and we rotate on the heels. So we point the toes into the center and then out to the side. And we're just opening up our hips, getting a little bit rotation. Might feel a little bit of opening in your lower back. Just moving side to side. And release. We'll come into our final twist. So bringing one knee up and then the other. And taking the arms out like the cross or a T. Or bend the elbows so that the palms face in the sky and you look like a cactus or a field goal post, whatever is most comfortable. And then you can enter into your favorite twist or join me in lifting the hips and move them to one side. We bring our knees to our chest and then let them hang to the opposite side. Our goal is to have our knees stacked so that our hips are stacked on top of each other. So that means vertically, one over each other, so that our spine is nice and straight. You really let that opposite shoulder peel up off the mat. And if you want, you can turn and look the other direction. You can always put a block or a blanket between your knees to help with the hip alignment. And then we'll release. Come back to center. If you'd like, pausing, bring the knees to the chest. And then feet hit the ground. Arms into whatever position felt comfortable. You can always switch. And then lift and move the hips to the other side. Knees to chest and across. Again, checking in, trying to stack the knees and the hips. trying to relax through the upper body. Maybe you're turning to look the other direction. And then we'll release. Come back to center, lift the hips, draw the knees in towards the chest. And then stretch the legs out nice and long. Entering into our final resting pose. We'll take a few breaths here. So feet dangle to the side. They're at least hips distance apart, if not a little bit more. Take the arms away from the side of your body with the palms facing the sky. Closing the eyes. Relax the space between them and soften through the jaw and the shoulders while the limbs feel heavy into the earth. And just take a few breaths here. Allow your spine to relax and fall close to the mat. Remember, it's natural for your mind to wander. We can take our hands and place one on the heart and one on the belly. Or we can imagine our favorite place, using our mind to experience everything as vividly as possible. How do we feel? What are the senses that are being engaged? Taking a few more breaths, relaxing the mind, the body, and the breath. And we'll start by wiggling our fingers and our toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Bring the feet together and then the arms overhead. Nice big stretch through the body. And then release the upper body. Lift the knees so the feet hit the ground. Lift your hips and move them to one side, rolling to the other. And then gently pushing up with that top arm. We'll take a moment. You can sit up nice and tall and hold, or roll the shoulders, or inhale and reach forward. Exhale and round the back. Circling one direction and then the other. One more circle. Really round the back if that's your choice, or lift up through the crown of the head. And then release. Relax the shoulders down. Let that smile come over to carry you throughout your day. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's session. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.